Again, Joey Pisco with us here for the Greensboro Reds. Just picked up a win this afternoon. And Joey, go back. How many years since you finished up doing the high school, doing the college baseball?
11 years high school, 6 years college.
And background now with the Reds. Only been with this team.
This is my second year with the Reds, about the 8th in the league.
What got you interested in the Reds, and what made you decide to want to keep playing baseball? You know, the big part of your career, the majority of your career has probably been finished for you.
I just enjoy the game still, and it keeps me busy, and I just like playing.
And tell us what position you play. You playing behind the plate?
Catcher every game.
Every game? Was it the same way back in the younger days too?
I was a pitcher in college for a little while, but back to doing what I do best.
Where did you go to college?
I went A&T.
A&T, did you come out of Western Guilford, is that right?
That's right.
And had a brother that played too?
Yeah, he's 27, he's playing softball.
How about your dad? He's pretty big into baseball too, isn't he?
Yeah, he coaches Western Guilford softball.
So he's in the softball business. What about from Enad Haddad, your manager, skipper for the Reds? What are some things he's incorporated with this team, some things maybe you've learned from him?
Just to play the ball the right way, play with good sportsmanship, and you know, just have good teammates and have a good time out here.
What are some things maybe you might carry away from this game of baseball when you finally hang it up, and is that going to happen anytime soon? I heard they had maybe like a 43-year-old pitcher in the league, maybe an older player or two, and you want to try to keep being the elder statesman in the league for a few more years?
They might have to shoot me to get me to quit.
You live right, I think, or grew up in this neighborhood right near the field here in Guilford, right?
Yeah.
And did you play for Coach Causey at Western Guilford? Maybe,
I did.
Yeah, learned a lot from him back in the day?
Yes, absolutely. He's a good influence on us.
How about the team as a whole? What are some goals for the team this year?
Win the league championship and just have fun playing ball this year.
Do you think the league and the team are better structured this year, becoming more organized maybe than they have been in previous years, starting to see this adult baseball phase come together?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a good thing going here, and I think the guys out here keep it very competitive with all the teams, and it's a lot of fun.
A lot of teaching in your family, isn't there? And then some teaching background in the family too?
Yeah, brother, my dad, and aunts and uncles.
You kind of work in that same direction now too, I guess?
Nah.
No? Different direction.
Different direction.
Well, I know you got to take a different direction. Let's let you slip out and get our next player in. Joey Pisco, Greensboro Reds, good job in the game today, and a continued success this season. Look forward to seeing you again down the road.
All right, thanks.
Okay, be a tough man to miss. Who do we have coming in next year?
Jeff Gant.
Jeff Gant. Jeff, give us some of your background. Now, you're not with the Greensboro Reds. You're with the, is it the Greensboro Athletics?
Greensboro Athletics, yes, sir.
Talk about the team, the Athletics a little bit. You guys got beat today 4-0, but what are some of the foundations, some of the things you guys are going to do with the Athletics this year?
Well, we've been a little short-handed so far this season. We're still really trying to come together as a team. We got a bunch of young guys on the team and new guys to the league, to the team this year, and we're just trying to come together as a team.
What's your background, Jeff? How'd you end up with the Athletics? So there's probably got to be some high school baseball, I'm sure there is. College baseball, your background?
Yes, sir. I played at Southern Guilford High School.
Okay.
I've been out of high school for 11 years, been out of college for 6 years.
Did you run into any of those Southern Guilford guys like the old Charlie Gamble IV and Mr. Smith back in those days? Or were you maybe before their time or maybe around their time?
I played for Charlie Gamble.
Mm-hmm. How about the fourth, the son? Did you play with his son?
No, he was a freshman when I was a senior. He got called up toward the end of the season on varsity. So.
What about the Smith kid that was a catcher there?
Jake Smith, yes sir. I played with him for 3 years. He was a year behind me. So he came up as a sophomore on varsity. We played together for 3 years.
Quite a bit of talent. I think more talent than people probably realize coming out of Southern Guilford.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had a couple of teams that contended for state title a couple of years there, but we just couldn't quite get over the hump.
What about after Southern Guilford? Where'd you go to college?
I went to Greensboro College for 2 years, and then I went to Lenore Ryan and finished up there.
Did you play baseball at Lenore Ryan too?
I played a year there. Had some injury issues with my knees, and had to give it up. But I found adult league baseball, and I've been playing ever since.
How many years down the adult league for you?
This is my 11th year.
11th year.
11th year. Eighth with the A's, and just happy to still be playing baseball.
This is probably better than some adults get into the adult league basketball and pick up basketball, but this adult baseball is much more structured, much more organized than some of the basketball pickup that guys play when they get older, I would think.
Yes, sir. I've never really been into basketball all that much. Baseball's been my main thing. So just to be able to still play the game and hopefully compete at a high level while I'm out here, then just happy to still be on the field.
Who's the manager of your team, and what are some things you picked up from the manager? Some things, can you still learn a few things when you get older into the adult league baseball?
The manager of our team is my dad, Wayne Gant.
So okay, not bad.
still learning. He's taught me everything I've known about baseball, and he just tries to incorporate fun into the game. He tries to get everybody into the game if they show up to play. So.
Who are some of the main cogs on that Greensboro Athletics team? Some of the players we may recognize, some names that have been around the game maybe for a few years, besides yourself.
We got Bradley Willard, who you'll be talking to in a minute. He's been on the team for 7 years. He's one of the main players. We got Adam Stone, who played some pro ball last year.
Adam Stone.
He got hurt. He hurt his knee, and then he had to come back. But he's been playing with us for 4 or 5 years now, and
he's a Southeast guy, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had his cousin, I guess, Brent Osment, who came out of Southern Guilford, who was also played some baseball. I guess Adam. They were both, I heard, traveling last summer, playing in a few leagues.
Yeah, they both went out to Arizona. I think they both ended up on an independent league team in Texas, and Adam's been playing with us for a while. Osment pitched a few games for us, but he was still trying to make it on, pro or at school. So
is he still kicking it around now, Osment?
Last I heard, he's playing softball.
Wow, he was a tall guy too. What about this? Was it Brett Young? Was there another kid from Southern? I guess it might be in the league as well. You heard of him?
I have not. No.
Yeah, I think he might have played a while back against you guys. So as far as the athletics go, do you think you guys can contend? It looks like the Reds may be the team to beat in this league this summer.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they are the team to beat, and we're, like I said before, we're still trying to come together as a team, trying to mesh together, and still trying to compete. But we're not done by a long shot. We'll be in the mix before the end of the season.
Is it kind of fun too to kind of keep playing baseball with some of the guys you knew when you were coming up, growing up, all the way back maybe to some of the high school days and college days and younger days? Still see those guys, still compete, and still kind of have the camaraderie with those guys?
Oh yeah, I love it. Love seeing guys I know out here playing, like Joey. I've been playing against Joey since we were like 14 years old, so it's always good to see guys I've been playing against out here on the field.
Well, good to have you this afternoon, the interview, and good luck to the athletics rest of the year. Jeff Gant, right?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Thank you,
Appreciate
Jeff.
it. Thank you.
See who's up next with us this afternoon at Guilford College, Greensboro Reds and the Greensboro Athletics. Who
Bradley
do we have?
Willard.
Again?
Bradley Willard.
Bradley Willard. What about the Bradley Willard baseball background?
We grew up in Davie County, went to Davie High School, and played baseball out there for a few years. And
That's
then,
kind of in the Moxville region,
yeah,
isn't it?
Moxville, yep. Yes,
Isn't American Legion pretty big over that way?
Yeah, we got a pretty strong Legion team out there. And then played JUCO at Wilkes, and then had a few injuries, so I had to give it up. But once I got healthy again, this brought me back out here in this league.
How did you get back into it and get into this league?
Actually, the guys I played with in college, they were playing in this league, and decided they called me up one day and asked me if I was interested in playing, and couldn't turn it down. So.
How many games have you been in so far this season? Do you still keep the stats? Do you still track your numbers?
I think Jeff, he's got everything up online there. I don't really look at it that much, but I've made every game so far. Had a little stomach bug, but I made it out here one night and just love it, and can't get away from it.
What position do you play?
Outfield mostly.
In the outfield, thought you might have been a
right
second
field.
baseman, a little outfield too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How about coming up in high school at Davie County? Strong baseball there over the years?
Oh yeah, strong baseball. We've had some great guys come up through over the season. I know Whit Merrifield, he was one that has been drafted, come out of Davie. We got another kid coming up right now that's a real strong player. So Davie's got a good strong background with baseball.
How long has that Wilkes Community College, you mentioned them I guess, how long has that school been growing and building its baseball program? I hear a lot of, some of it's like they're kind of like a forerunner in some ways of the Guilford Community College here at Guilford Tech in some ways.
Yeah, they've been established for quite a while. I know guys I played with in high school, graduated a couple years before me, they played at Wilkes. That's kind of how I heard about it. It's kind of been growing, they've, tough transition when I was there with coaching, a little bit consistency problems, but once they've got a good strong group of staff, and they've really worked and improved. I know guys I actually played with at Wilkes are coached there for a while, and I know they've really turned the program around. Played some strong teams like Surrey Community College and Spartanburg Methodist and Limestone, and a lot of good schools. So.
What do you think some of the benefits are of the adult league, some things it's doing for you and helping you to keep doing as far as baseball goes?
Oh gosh, I just love the game. Try to stay fit. It's a good way to keep active, keep myself healthy, and that way I can keep playing the game. So.
And you wear the athletics uniform now. Is that one of your favorite teams? Do you have any favorite teams in the major leagues?
I'm a big Braves fan, so I kind of like the Braves. Grew up watching them.
Any outfielders of the Braves you can identify with?
I always liked. Hayward's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I liked always liked Andrew Jones when he was with the Braves for a while. So you know, he had great range, and that's something that I wish I had the range he did. So.
What do you think is the biggest strength of your game?
I kind of like to, you know, I feel like I'm pretty disciplined here at the plate. You know, solid defense in the outfield. I feel like if a play's ready to be made, I'm able to make it. So I feel like my arm is still pretty healthy. So I like to think my arm strength is all right.
Did you ever pitch any?
A couple times I had to pitch a few games, and it's all right. Not my position, but I'll do it if I need to.
How many years now for you in the league here? With these
I
guys?
believe this is my 6th season.
6th season. Wow. Do you ever come into something like this saying, I hope I can play maybe 5 or 6 years?
Oh, yeah, I plan on playing as long as I possibly can. So.
Is this a good thing for the adults to have a baseball league to come to and still be able to put the uniform on, still be able to play the organized game?
Oh, absolutely. I talk to a lot of guys that, you know, I kind of work around, and I tell them about the league and stuff we're playing, and they're always interested. It's like, man, it's just so much different than softball, and it's a cool feeling, and it's a cool game, and it's something that different that adults can do, and it's really a good way to, you know, stay with it and you know, keep involved with something that you're really passionate about.
Speaking about that passion, I'll let you close it out here today on this side of it, and we'll get another player in. Thanks for joining us.
All right, appreciate it. Thank
representing the Greensboro Athletics, and up next representing the Greensboro Reds here at Guilford College. The Reds just won their game today 4-0, and give us your name, give us your background a little bit.
Ricky Chambers. I'm coming out of Reedsville High School. Going into Pfeiffer University to pitch.
So you're just coming out of Reedsville, just coming out of high school then?
Yes, sir. I'm 17 years old.
Wow, you must be. I think they called you the kid. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Youngest player on the team by far, probably.
Yeah, and probably I think in the league too.
How did you end up in the league here instead of maybe with a Palomino team, an American Legion team, or one of those other teams?
I was with Reedsville High School's post 254 league, but I just needed a little bit more competition. So Enad came and talked to me, and he pulled me into this league.
So Ricky Chambers with us, correct, here this afternoon. And what are you picking up playing with these older players? Some things you've learned maybe hanging out with these guys this summer and working on the game, because you've got some, like you said, some very good competition. I saw you guys briefly the other evening over in Kernersville when you played the Bulldogs, and again, the competition's tough, but some things you may be picking up from guys like Jason Rook, some other guys that have been around for a few years.
Yeah, just don't leave the ball up, because if you leave the ball up in this league, something's going to happen. So it's keep me to keep the ball low, keep my head up when something happens, because always somebody's going to get a base hit or everybody's going to make an error or something. So just keep my head up and hit my spots.
What kind of year did you have with Reedsville this past year?
Pretty good. I went 4-2, had a 1.66 ERA, but I had a few errors behind me, but didn't let that get me down. I kept on throwing.
Where were you playing when you weren't pitching when you were with Reedsville?
First base.
First baseman. And again, the college you're going to?
Pfeiffer University.
Pfeiffer. There's some other kids. You know of any other kids locally? I thought Johnny Brown. You ever heard of Johnny Brown,
Johnny
Jr. out of
Brown.
Northeast?
Dalton Lindley.
Yeah.
Matt Wade's already there.
So you got some local guys with Pfeiffer already. Pfeiffer, a fairly strong program?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Will you guys go up against Catawba? Because I know we've got a bus load of guys from around Guilford County at Catawba now.
Catawba, Mount Olive, Erskine, schools like that, Division II.
All right, as far as the Reds go, how many games do you pitch for these guys so far this summer?
This is my first game starting, but I've relieved about maybe 5 or 6.
And you got the win this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Do you see yourself more as a starter or more as a reliever when you now this summer maybe not matter as much? What about when you go to college?
Start talking my freshman year, start as relief, and then maybe make my way up towards starting, hopefully.
Do you have eyes on going toward pro one day possibly? I know it's always in the back of your mind. You have to have goals, have to have ambition, aspirations. Is that the goal for you down the road?
Yes, sir. It don't matter if I'm going minor leagues, whatever. I just want to keep on playing baseball.
If there was a tryout camp coming through town maybe next week and the Reds had a tryout camp, would you show up for that to try to make it?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think, what are some things you pick up from Enad Haddad, your manager, your skipper? We talked about things you've learned from your teammates, some of the older men and younger men that help you out pick up things this summer. What about from the manager?
Today, actually, I was keeping my back side straight up. He told me to bend my knee a little bit, and that helped me out a lot in keeping the ball low. That's what helps me throw lower instead of higher.
And if you keep the ball low, you got a better chance, like you say, of not seeing the ball leave the park. 4-0 win today. How many innings did you go today?
6.
6 today? Okay.
Yes,
Ricky Chambers, the kid with us. We'll let Ricky step out, let another Red step in. And good job, Ricky, and look forward to seeing you with Pfeiffer over the next couple of years. Who do we have with us next?
Bubba Donathan, sir.
Bubba Donaldson, is that right?
No, Donathan.
Donathan?
Yes.
Donathan, right?
Donathan, like Jonathan, but D, Donathan.
Where are the Donathans from? What part of?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Okay. What high school did you come out of?
I went to Parkland High School.
I thought I was going to guess Parkland, because is that the old C.J. Beatty High School?
Oh yeah. Me and CJ grew up together playing ball.
How about Carlisle Beatty? Is that CJ's brother?
Yes, he's younger though. Actually, CJ's younger than me too.
Wow, so you've been around a few years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where did you go coming out of Parkland?
I went down to Lewisburg Junior College.
Right.
I was there for 2 years. I really didn't play. I more or less kind of redshirted, and then I went down to Stanley Community College, which is in Albemarle, North Carolina. And I played there when I was a JUCO All-American.
What position?
Second base.
Second base?
I stole 50 bags my
wow.
first season down
so
there.
Junior college All-American down at Stanley
Yes,
Community College?
Yes, sir.
Did you advance on to another college after that?
No, sir, I sure didn't. I was trying to get into Winston-Salem State this season coming up, but some things didn't work out for me, so I'm playing with the Reds now.
Bubba Donathan with us out of Winston-Salem Parkland. Is it tough to get recognized coming out of Parkland? They weren't always known as much for their baseball.
It was more or less a football school, and I did play football. Actually, all conference strong safety there too in football, but I chose my path to take it in baseball. And yeah, it's kind of hard to get noticed out there. I really walked on at Lewisburg Junior College. I kind of did my own recruiting because our coaching staff wasn't really that good.
Do you think maybe you might have tried to go directly to Winston-Salem City if you would have had a baseball team back when you were coming out?
Definitely would have. It's a lot of good talent that comes out of Winston-Salem, but they don't really have the exposure as some other areas around here. So, you know, it's kind of tough for kids to get in schools.
What were the leagues like, the summer leagues in Winston-Salem when you were growing up as a kid? Good established, good form baseball in the summers over there?
Oh yes, sir. I actually played in the Carolina Virginia League, which the Kernersville Bulldogs play in, but I played for Tommy Eaton, which is out of Charlotte.
How do you get recognized by guys down towards Charlotte when you live up this way, and a lot of teams going a lot of different directions?
Yeah, well, I had a few guys make some phone calls for me, pretty much, and you know, give them my background, and they just wanted me to come join them on the team. So.
With us, Bubba Donathan, how did you get connected with Enad Haddad, the manager, the skipper for the Reds?
Actually, I got connected by CJ Beatty. I called him. He got released by the Cardinals, and I was talking to him and asked him what he was doing this summer, and he told me that he was playing with the Greensboro Reds. So he gave Enad my number, and Enad gave me a call. We talked and got up, and I worked out for Enad, and then he kind of told me to jump on the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
has it been a good move for you? Is this your first year with the team, by the way,
yes,
as well?
Sir. Yes, this is my first year. I sit out a whole year playing baseball, so I'm kind of getting, this is kind of like my spring training, kind of. That's how I take it as. Trying to get back in shape, maybe go try out for some independent leagues.
How old are you now?
I'm 23 years old.
So you're still pretty young then.
Yes.
Just coming right around the end of a college
Hell
career
yeah.
age. Yeah, so you're still doing pretty well there. So you've got some thoughts about trying to maybe hook up with an independent league somewhere down the road.
There's a tryout July the 9th in Georgia. I'm thinking about going down to. So.
Did you ever travel toward Georgia back in your amateur days? Those wooden bat tournaments up and down the East Coast.
I played in a couple. Well, I played U-Trip when I was young, you should be able to say. So, you know, I've been to Tennessee and Florida a few times.
Mm-hmm. How about this league you're in this summer with this adult league? Is it, do you think just your impressions coming in, what you had expected, maybe even more?
Yeah, it's a great league, especially, you know, if you're not at the end of your time wanting to play ball, it's definitely a great league to play in. And, you know, it's fun. We have a lot of fun out here. There's no pressure on you. And this is a great league, especially if, you know, you're not done playing ball.
What about some things you can learn from these older guys? What are some things you can pick up from them?
You know, I'm kind of a humble person myself, and I kind of look at myself as, I'm not really older, but my attitude on the field, I feel like older. So a lot of the younger kids, I try to be like the older guys to them, you know, help them out. Like if they're struggling with something, just talk to them and tell them not to lose their composure, just keep it cool, because at the end of the day, baseball is a failure. And, you know, you fail more times than you succeed in baseball. So, you know, you just got to keep it cool and, you know, play hard, and things will come around for you.
Have you been able to develop that short-term memory?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, me, when I'm out on the field, man, when I'm between them two white lines, I just don't think about anything, man.
What other type of work do you do aside from baseball?
I actually work with my uncle and one of my mother's friends. They do side work, like landscaping, and they build fences and decks for like big companies and stuff. So I help out sometimes with them.
Able to juggle that work schedule with your baseball schedule? Okay.
Because they don't really use me a lot. Just mainly when I got big jobs. When I got big jobs and need extra help, I'll help out with them.
And you find yourself, look ahead, maybe 5-10 years down the road, where do you see yourself? Bubba Donathan with us from the Greensboro Reds, just beat the Athletics 4-0 this afternoon, feeling pretty good about that win. But 5 to 10 years down the road, where do you see yourself?
Well, sir, hopefully maybe playing a little independent ball, minor league. But if not, you know, I probably enjoy playing in this league. You know, it's fun and it's a great league. So hopefully if it's around 5 to 10 years from now, I'll still be playing here. And I also have a child on the way. which will be here in about 2 to 3 weeks. So I look forward to, you know, being there for my kid and doing everything.
Father's Day is going to mean a lot to you in the years to come, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of responsibilities for Bubba Donathan with the Greensboro Reds here at Guilford College. They just beat the Athletics 4-zip. Bubba, we saw you in Winston over in Kernersville the other night, and Coach Enad Haddad was kind of keeping you in the background. I'm glad he broke you loose and brought you in today. Congratulations on the win this afternoon. Look forward to seeing you down the road.
Yes, sir. And I have a shout out to Enad Haddad. He went over 3 today in the game, but he hit the ball very hard, and he's a great coach.
You got it covered. I think you'll start next game. That's it. It's good stuff.